Session 26 of Industrial Relations and Labour Legislation of 6th semester BBA of Mangalore University. In this session, we shall study about the objectives or significance or the importance of collective bargaining and the process of collective bargaining. Objectives or significance or the importance of collective bargaining. Collective bargaining is a democratic process followed by wage earners to protect their interests. Collective bargaining plays a pivotal role in settling and preventing industrial disputes. The principal actors are the employees, the employer, and their associations. Basically, they seek to achieve the following objectives. That is, increase the economic strength of unions and management. Establish uniform conditions of employment with a view to avoiding industrial disputes and maintaining stable peace in the industry. Settle disputes relating to wages and working conditions. Secure a prompt and fair redressal of grievances. Avoid interruptions in work which follow strikes, go-slow tactics, or other coercive activities. Resolve the difference between workers and management through voluntary negotiations and at a consensus. Achieve an efficient operation of the plant. Promote the stability and prosperity of the industry. It provides the method for the regulation of the conditions of employment of those who are directly concerned about them. It provides a solution to the problem of sickness in industry and ensures old age pension benefits and other fringe benefits. It creates new and varied procedures for the problems to meet new situations. Since basic standards are laid down, the employee is assured that he will be required to work under the stipulated audit. It provides a flexible means for the adjustment of wages and economic conditions to the technological changes in the industry, as a result of which the chances for conflicts are reduced. Collective bargaining is the important and significant aspect of labor management relations. It extends the democratic principle from the political to the industrial field. Process of collective bargaining. Following are the steps involved in the collective bargaining process. First one is identification of the problem. The nature of the problem influences the whole process. Whether the problem is important, that is to be discussed immediately, or it can be postponed for some other convenient time. Whether the problem is a minor one, so that it can be solved with the other party's acceptance on its presentation and does not need to involve long process of collective bargaining, etc. All this influence selection of representatives, their size, period of negotiation, period of agreement that is reached ultimately. As such, it is important for both the parties to be clear about the problem before entering into the negotiation. The second step is collection of data. Both labor and management initially spend considerable time in collecting relevant data relating to the grievance, disciplinary actions, transfers, promotions, layoff, overtime, former agreements covering wages, benefits, working conditions, current economic forecasts, cost of living, wage rates in different regions or across various occupations, competitive terms offered by rivals in the field, etc. So collect all the required information. Third is selection of negotiations. The success of collective bargaining depends on the skills and knowledge of the negotiations. Considerable time should be devoted to the selection of negotiations with requisite qualifications. Effective negotiation should have a working knowledge of trade unions, principles, operations, economics, psychology, and labor laws. They should be good judges of human nature and be able to get along with the people easily. Negotiators must know when to listen, when to speak, when to stand their ground, when to concede. So, all these matters which counter proposals. Timing is important. Effective speaking and debating skills are also essential. Next step is climate of negotiations. Both parties must decide an appropriate time and set a proper climate for initial negotiation. At this stage, the parties must determine whether the tone of the negotiation is going to be one of mutual trust with nothing up our sleeves, one of suspicion with lot of distortion and misrepresentation, or one of hostility with a lot of name calling accusations. Next is bargaining strategy and tactics. The strategy is the plan and the policies that will be pursued at the bargaining table. Tactics are specific action plans taken in the beginning sessions. It is important to spell out the strategy and tactics in black and white, broadly covering the following aspects: likely union proposals and management responses to them, listing of management demands, limits of concessions, and anticipated union response, development of database to support proposals advanced by management and to counteract union demands, a contingency operating plan if things do not move on track. Next is formalizing the agreement. When a solution comes through what is popularly known as good faith bargaining, both parties are making every reasonable effort to arrive at agreement proposals that are matched with counter proposals. A formal document must be prepared expressing everything in a simple, clear, and concise form. After this, both parties must sign the agreement and abide by its terms and conditions during the entire term of the contract. Finally, enforcing the agreement. Collective bargaining does not come to an end with the signing of the agreement. For the agreement to be meaningful and effective, both parties must adhere to the conditions agreed upon and implement everything scrupulously. Reference: